Jake at Fat Fabs again. I'm here with Randall, one of our highly skilled sheet metal guys. What years is this? 23 GMC Sierra, so it's brand new, and this is new sheet metal to us, right?
Yep.
The amount of cutting that we've had to do, I say Randall's had to do all this headache of work, but this is for the headlight, right?
Yeah.
Can you walk me through what you've done with making this headlight fit?
All right, so first off, we had to cut back further into the firewall than we normally do, just because the tire, like we've done plenty of 30s, but the tire itself was...
It was an inch bigger, right?
An inch taller.
0.9, so...
That involved moving it back further here, moving it further forward here, higher, and we still have clearance it laid out, you're not touching, so yeah, it was just all new everything.
Yeah, and then that new headlight that I guess it probably changed in 22, so with the 23 having that new headlight, this was a new adjustment as well with that taller tire, because we wanted to run that little bit bigger tire in the front rather than that little skinny 30 that we've had in the past. So that was kind of like a newer tire that we've never dealt with, and boy did it cause us some problems in here.
Oh yeah. So this part, all of this here, the headlight is very close to touching it after having trimmed it to not touch the tire. So at layout, you've got a little bit of room. You can't see what I'm touching, but you got a little bit of room.
Touching on the back side of this.
Behind this and here.
This was a taller tub, a bigger tub. Not necessarily wider, but overall it was the bigger diameter tire that made this a little bit more difficult to deal with.
Which is gonna be totally worth it. It's gonna be stronger than any one of these body styles we've put out yet.
I agree. I'm not, I can't disagree with that at all. And even when you're looking at stuff like this is still adding structure rather than just a smooth piece.
Yeah.
And you know, whenever you got your lip on the inside, and this right here is adding a whole bunch of structure as well, especially that bead roll right there.
Oh yeah.
This is more structure there, you know, width-wise than it is from the factory. The factory goes down to what, 8-9 inches, if that. I mean, it goes down pretty small. I know it's more boxed in, but you know, we are getting the elevation in there.
Right, and we're building all this out of 16 gauge too.
Right.
So it's not
instead
like...
of 20.
Right.
We're protected against moisture, we're protected against rocks, dirt, anything else is protected. Yeah. On top of our rock guard behind the fender, this beautiful sheet metal work with tank dyed edges that no one will ever get to see, but we know that it's there.
Yeah.
This is a long time coming. It's beautiful. Me and a couple other guys were admiring it last night before, you know, after everybody had went home, and we were just staring at it going, God, we've come a long ways in our evolution of what we do in here. So, you know, pushing you and Randy and Mark get to the next level, and the next level is kind of what we've been doing. So
gotta keep going for it.
Next one's got to be better than the last, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, just quit getting bigger and bigger wheels. 30s are good.
To be fair, at LST last year when we talked to this guy, I was trying to get him to run 32s on this truck. And Chris at JTX said, no, we're not doing that. I was like, damn it.
You have to run that headlight delete with a 32.
So almost done. You're on the other side now.
Yep.
I mean, we're LST crunch. It's not going to be 100% for LST by any means, but we would rather take our time here and do this correctly than rush it to a show and it be
right.
So,
Yeah.
We probably, boy, do I say we a lot, don't I? We as a team.
I say we.
We have not discussed moving the radiator in this truck.
Oh,
we have not talked about how far did we move it over?
I moved it over 2 inches.
2 inches. We've moved it to the driver's side to almost kind of center it to keep that lower radiator hose away from the tire.
Right.
So we do still have the 1/4 inch round rod that we need to put on this.
Right.
Is the only thing that's lacking.
Right. I just I try to jump back and forth whenever one part's fresh, and this part, not a lot of thinking in that, so I'll just do that last.
And normally, so like with the GMCs has that fender flare, so we're not able to weld a lip into this like we would on the Chevrolet, right? It's a little bit different from the Chevrolet to the GMC?
Yeah, this will actually stick up a little higher from the bottom of our fender lip, but it'll be in far enough and the round rod will be on the inside. And that'll allow for
the clips.
Clips for the flare that's on the inset part.
So it'll catch this 1/4 inch rod before the tire touches the inside of those clips, right?
Yeah, it'll catch the rod and start trying to push this before before you get into any danger on any of that.
So, protects the tire, protects the fender.
Yeah, and hopefully if somebody were to hear that, you'll feel that.
Yeah, you'll feel it in that steering wheel through the steering column before you ever grab a hold of a piece of plastic that's going to tear something up per se. So,
yep.
Another couple days in that side, and we'll almost be done with all the sheet metal on the truck.
Yeah, it'll be close. That one's going to go a lot quicker than this one. There's a lot less to figure out. So it was all done over here.
So a little bit of cleanup over here as well. We're going to have to move that airbag.
Yeah, I still got the airbag sensors in. I'm probably just going to move them right up, and then I'm going to bring this out a little farther just to add a little more strength to it. And then we should be able to move on to tunnels, right?
Dry shaft tunnel and transmission tunnel. And then this one's about ready to blow apart for powder after that.
Right. I need to do some struts for the hood, but that isn't going to be too much different than anything we've ever done. So
yeah,
that should be very quick.
Pretty normal stuff.
Yep.
People are always asking about hours. Keep in mind, a lot of people that do ask about how much does it cost. When we do this, it is by the hour because this is custom work. It is by the hour because that's the only way that we can make money is if we do charge by the hour. Because if we say, we'll do this for $4,000, we would lose our ass.
I can't remember when it started. It's been a couple weeks.
So 40 hours a week. Would you say you have 80 hours on this side?
No.
Probably not, right? Because you started over there first.
Right.
So between the two to this point, let's say you have...
If you count making my cuts, clearances, and every piece of sheet metal that I put in here, I still don't know if you'd be at 2 weeks for one. You might be 2 weeks
in
for
one.
Maybe. But again, the first one, this style, having to figure out and redraw everything. That's what I'm basing it off of.
Maybe 2.5 weeks. So let's say 80 to 100 hours in building tubs like this in the front of your truck.
Yeah, and that's from like
concept
every piece of it. Like every piece of this was nothing that we had drawn up already.
Right. All right, be sure to check us out at fatfabs.com. We are also on our YouTube and our Instagrams. No ticky tacks, we don't have that, but we are on Facebooks. So check us out on there, and you can see Randall's pretty face, my ugly face, and a bunch of other guys. So we'll continue to go around and talk about the projects that are going on in this shop.
All right. So GM, if you're watching, make your headlights smaller.
Please. Let's not have them wrap around anymore. That's what's. Can we go back to the sealed beam?